Would you just look at this? Would you look at this? This big, wide open, beautiful empty space that definitely actually it looks more boring than it's a blank canvas. That's what I'm saying. It's not boring, it's a blank canvas, and we're gonna see if we can figure out what we want to add in to our expedition headquarters here at the Eureka Science Facilities. And I'm actually thinking, friends, that it might be very exciting to go ahead and maybe move things around even more so that we can possibly keep close at hand the rumors of that famous ghost who actually is in the cryogenics lab. That's right. That's right. I know that we do indeed need to do more expeditions to the medical labs, and we need to do more expeditions to the memory labs, which I think, have we finally gotten everybody? Serious Scientist Raya, you're ready! Yes! Okay, it's time. It is time. We are going to go down and we are going to send Cactus Juicer tasting the rain glow, and we're going to go ahead and send Secret Security Malu? How about Secret Record Sorer Michelle with those happy thoughts over with the brand new survey scanner that we have just built, and we're going to send them on a detailed survey to the memory labs, which I'm pretty excited about while also being a little nervous about because I don't know about messing with our guests' memories. But if we knew everything, then how would it possibly be science and the experiments that come with said science? And speaking of experiments, I realized that we probably need to put the robo mod stop down again so that we can have our brand new security bot and the brand new janitor bots that we're trying to train up be able to, just spruce themselves up a little bit. And while they're doing that, we have this. I love that we can actually put things inside of the mystery crate as a mystery, and the crate of curiosity will just still, I mean, this is kind of cool that we can put the crate of curiosity, like it's just so glitched out that it's just gonna flow right here. We can put the robo mod stop over here so that people will start viewing it, maybe helping. What the heck? What's going on here? Secret Record Sorter Michelle, you looked like you were yelling at someone? Huh, that was interesting. Ooh, and also our expedition crew has come back from the gold mines. Yes, also Trolley, I didn't know that you as a robot. Wait a second, you can get trained? Hold up here. Hang on. Trolley? Trolley, is that supposed to happen? Okay, no, that was Cave Explorer Online. I don't think I'm supposed to be able to train our robot. I want to see if we can. I want to see if we can train this robot, or if I just destroyed by accident one of our... I don't think I'm supposed to be able to do said things unless that's what the memory labs have ready for us. So we're gonna, I think, is he repairing it right now? Yes, and wormhole expert Sharon has just leveled up. That's wonderful. And now recharging. Okay, no, I don't think we can train the robot to do the same kinds of things, at least at this stage, as our human staff can. But let's come over and make more survey scanners. Also, check out what the haul from the gold mine was. Lost and Finder, Pseudofishy, and Daydreamer, Dreamy have gone ahead and brought us back, dun dun dun, one golden truffle. Huh. That's really going to kind of put a little bit of a corkscrew, I suppose, in attempting to go ahead and build some of the really cool things that we're going after. So let's see, maybe we'll come over to the golden mine again, and we'll have the same crew. We just had to go out because they were pretty good at that. And I guess we could have them do, yeah, we'll have them do another survey scan detailed with the survey scanner, a detailed expedition to gather those golden truffles, which apparently are very popular with the mole people of the county, who I'm still not certain if we could meet or not, but getting a little nervous thinking about that, just a touch. And also, if we have, let's see, how many more people need to view the RoboMod Stop 2 before we can possibly get an upgrade there? We'll have to check that out in a second. We're suddenly dragged in like 5 different areas, and I even had that tantalizing hint of thinking about bringing in a robot scientist to come and join our adventures. That was a little bit rude of me to just kind of throw that out casually with like no further information supplied, because not a robot scientist, though that would be cool. The ghost scientist, who has a chance to be a robot, mind you. We have not yet learned otherwise, that the ghost scientist we might have come and join us. We don't know if they're a robot or not. We also need to learn a lot more about the various sciences that we are delving into. Okay, so let's bring ourselves back to focus, Siri, back to focus. I feel like I need to pinch my nose a couple times to sort of keep the focus here. But now that we've got the RoboMod Stop in, and now that we're starting to think about expanding headquarters again, that's kind of the main focus I want today, because I think it's time to have another workshop room. And the more I look around here, the more I think, I didn't know this was a purchasable plot too. We could continue spreading our chaos. Okay, actually, I think that is a fantastic idea. Too bad we can't do a zip line or something to get people from the spa up here to come on down here. And was this the memory labs? It was. Oh my gosh. Apparently we learned a lot from it. Oh, that's terrifying. Oh my word. Okay, holy cow. I don't like disembodied brains or eyeballs. It's kind of a thing I have. That's not a brain, it's a brain coral. That's not a brain, it's a brain coral. That's not a brain, it's a brain coral. Okay, we can do this. Not a brain, brain coral. Not a brain, brain coral. Okay, it's a coral. It's a coral, a lab-grown coral, you see. All right, so store guest thoughts to accelerate training and give staff a lot to think about. We're harvesting the thoughts from our guests now. I am gonna need a bigger workshop for that, aren't I? I mean, we are gonna need a bigger workshop for that. Pretty darn sure. That's a lot. That's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Let's send everybody back out for another detailed survey on that while we go ahead and we prepare to expand headquarters again. And we also think about being able to expand over to this plot, which I didn't even know was another spot we could spread our scientific outreach to. And I think we might leave the helicopters right there for now, because I wanted them to be close to the staff room, though no one is using said staff room to go ahead and relax. And then I wonder if we want all 3 helicopters or 4 lined up there, possibly, because that would just keep it nice and easy to like know where headquarters locations are. So I might need a little space here. Oh my goodness. Like, wow. I am more than slightly nervous this time around to put in the new workshop project, because it is kind of terrifying to think that we might be encouraging people to just brain coral. No, it's not something I should be nervous about, because it's just brain coral. Really, really terrifying brain coral. And we'll build the memory machine, I guess. You know what? Actually, that is a really good segue into possibly having a room where we might have a terrifying, famous spirit of a somewhat mad scientist. I could see that. I could see that. Oh my word. All right. And we still need to get more golden truffles. This is proving to be a little bit more of a challenge than I thought it would be. Out we go again. And again, I guess if we just keep finding Only one at a time. Maybe it's better just to do a speedy survey. Okay, that was, nope. That was going to actually do a speedy survey that had the chance of a cave collapse because I was not paying attention to who should go to make sure they had enough skills that they wouldn't have any injuries. I'm really glad I noticed that at the last second. There we go. And we can get some staff pieces going. I lost my survey scanner. Didn't even know you could do that. Didn't even know if you canceled those adventures, you could lose your survey scanner. A little bit of a bummer, but you know, we'll survive. And actually, that's the whole point. It's a bit of a bummer, but better that we go ahead and survive. And if we want to have our gift shop, location, put back in. I guess we could put it over here and then have people have to walk through the gift shop to get to the other side, which is nefarious, somewhat devious, but also I could understand how that might be fairly effective too. All right. And I wonder if that's going to leave me enough room to get another workshop up and going. And we have a dilemma at the memory caverns. This is really escalating out of control quickly, and I like to think we at least started mildly in control. As the team searches Bungle Burrows, it discovers a cage containing a long, thin, hairy creature of unknown origins. We're going to sedate and assess it because it's the monobrow illness! After sedating the creature with stories about door handles, that's hilarious, your test revealed that the creature is a mono beast. Seconds later, your suspicions are confirmed when it forcibly attaches itself to a team member's forehead. I really thought by sedating it, apparently our stories were not boring enough, we would be able to go ahead and do something with it, but alas, that just was not the case. Now, dang, this like Tinker's Scrap Heap is just really, really popular. And I guess it would be really cool to have a spot where guests could come over here and maybe see a workshop in action. I like that idea, kind of mixing together the workshop in action over here, and then guests can walk past it to go further into our science areas. Also, holy moly. Okay, but because they're gonna come back, like these survey scanners are really just being churned out. I'm very happy about that. But we need to remember our staff are about to come back sick for the first time, and we're gonna try to go ahead and cure them in the brand new spa facilities of the Douse in Doze. I have no idea how successful that will be, but we're going to do our best. And while we're here, I can't believe we're expanding HQ again. This is not what I had in mind whatsoever. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. There we go. And now, the Memory Lab crew have returned to us. So let's see what they have to say. The buzz and duration boost? That is amazing! Oh my word! And we do actually need another tinkerer, I think, if we want to be able to really churn out some of these survey scanners, some of the drills. We can probably start doing more of the like douse and dozes to really get that moving. And then the memory bank, I think that is amazing. That is something that would be fascinating to see at work next to a scientist of dubious repute's laboratory. And I think if we're going to have, we'll move that door out of the way. I think if we're going to have the ghost of a chaotic scientist, then putting them next to the memory machine and one of the workshops sounds like a great way to do it. That's 5 golden truffles. That's more like it. Also, the douse and dose is already done. Again, amazing. Oh my word. All right. I think this is kind of becoming a lot more chaotic than I was expecting, but it's not a bad thing, I think. Let's see, maybe more survey scanners? Holy moly, like, okay, they're kind of making them too quickly now. I wasn't able to keep up. Let's see. A realization station and even the sonic claw machine over here as interactive displays for our guest, probably a pretty cool thing to have, but we need to fix how HQ has kind of gotten a little more chaotic. We need to go ahead and see what other things we can excavate out of, say, the medical lab, for instance. That's probably really important. So Eureka, Lillian, and Cave Biologist Tickle Tipson, you, Cave Biologist Tickle Tipson, are absolutely necessary. Chemist Dragon King, if you, Cave Biologist Tickle Tipson, and Cave Biologist Tickle Tipson, could be so kind as to go back down to the medical labs with another survey scanner, take your time, please, and see what you can gather. And we're gonna need a janitor of some repute to go and collect a bunch of the metal that we've got. Let's see. Cactus Juicer Tasting the Rainbow is the one with the monobrow. Hang in there! Hang in there! Tinkerer Deck Pain, if you don't mind going in and collecting up a bunch of metal, that would be awesome. And I wonder if we should put the ghost of the scientist over here. Oh my word. The kinds of questions you do not think that you will be asking yourself. All right, well, the Robo mod is on fire. Look, we're gonna have to be a little bit strategic about which things we focus on for just a minute, at least until we manage to get a few more of these bits and bobs done. Sonic Claw Machine, probably amazing over here to attract our guest. The Robo, actually, can we get Tripwire to go ahead and let's do a chrome covering for our robot. Oh my gosh, and the memory machine is done. The memory bank. This this is wild. I can't believe this exists with the coral. The coral, I have to think of that as being like a brain coral, not a brain. But we already mentioned this. Okay, let's see. Maybe I should have a couple of them. Oh, they're very expensive, like, in terms of metal, though. Maybe a judgment clouder just to calm everybody down around here, or another robo security officer. I think we might want more robo security officers, but also we probably should handle the mainframe issue soon. Trying to decide which one to work on. It does kind of take me aback for just a minute because I'm a little nervous. But when in doubt, survey scan it out. And then our expedition helicopter just returned with a ton of metal, which is great, possibly actually a ton of metal. And I think we should possibly try, since we're delving into the deep unknown sciences, we should possibly try to go to this frozen cryolab cave. Bungle were using the controlled climate of their underground labs to test a variety of thermal technologies, the coolest of which could be found in the cryo labs. I think we should do this one. And I think we should send perhaps Eureka Lillian, and we should send maybe Lost in Time Galactic Woozle, who happens to have ridiculous levels of skills. Okay, actually, we need somebody who could escape the blizzard. And that happens to be Serious Scientist Raya. You have been kept very busy. I appreciate your efforts. And let's go into the cryolabs. And let's see what we find. Because if we do happen to stumble upon a ghost that could help us out by answering our questions, what if we say, instead of the scientist being a ghost, what if the ghost scientist we could call a hologram? Maybe that's what we do with the public, is we say they're a hologram. I really love that idea. I really love that idea. And I really want to see how this memory bank works. And I think we probably need to start getting a few more people who we can get focused on doing tours, maybe upgrades. The more you add to the science, the more chaotic it becomes, the more you really need to go ahead and, like, the more science, more problems, but that's okay. Also, somebody with analysis who's family friendly. Ziva, hi! We're gonna have our scientist Ziva come on in. Oh my gosh, and maybe you could be, like, like there was Bill Nye the Science Guy and Zap, Zip, Zap, Ziva, Zip Zap Ziva, and you're going to be a Zip Zap Ziva. We'll have you be public tours, public education. Maybe you could be our, I don't want to say the words influencer because I feel like they're cursed. I always have. But Zip Zap Ziva, and I feel like you would be like a education star. Zip Zap Ziva, tour star, education star, science show star. What would you call it? Saturday show star. There we go. I was trying to figure out how to give you a name that would kind of imply, yes, this is the person who is going to be in charge of providing people with great tours, because kids like you. We're going to have you stay in the field headquarters. Hopefully we'll be able to get you trained up pretty well. I guess we have the ability to now plumb the guest memories so that we can try to go ahead and learn more about what they think. Maybe getting another Dowson dose would be good too, just to get that moving and grooving. There's the memory bank. Well, really, the people are doing a good job at like viewing the memory bank, and we need another Robo Charge Master 2 in order to start making a Charge Master 3, and it's the Cryo Labs. Oh my gosh, Serious Scientist Raya, Lost in Time Galactic Woozle. Whew. My heart was pounding so hard. I got so excited for a second. It's the air conditioner. Control the temperature of a specific area with unmatched flexibility and change it from hot to cold with little to no notice. Find the temperature of any situation with one relatively simple device. That's going to be interesting to build and just kind of get an idea of what it can do. It did not produce our scientific ghost that we were looking for, but considering the fact that we do not yet have a supernatural applicant of the sciences that we could possibly hire to go ahead and take care of said ghost, maybe that's a good thing. And we can go ahead and try to get the air conditioner constructed and maybe send out those experts that we had. Serious Scientist Raya and Lost in Time Galactic Woozle, if you'd be so kind as to go and do another survey. We're going to see if we can find that ghost. Don't know if we will be able to, but at least we're working on it. And then we need to check for our new applicants, because if you do bring home a ghost, or in this case a quote unquote hologram, then you need to take responsibility for them. And so if you're going to have responsibility for your hologram, then you need to make sure that they've got somewhere to ghost. Did you like that? It was pretty chaotic, wasn't it? All right, let's see. I want to make sure people will be able to see. And I feel like our hologram would be quite curious about the world, but I don't know what they might want. All right. Was this the memory lab again? Yes, I find it really hilarious that I had to ask myself if that expedition was for the memory lab because I couldn't remember which expedition it was. And now we have supportive soil reduces the rate of botany exhibit health decay by 25%. I love that a lot. I love that a lot. That would be amazing. And also, we really don't need a toilet terror as a supernatural expert, but thank you for applying. We already are going to have our hands full enough that we don't really need people who have some issues with being frightened by ghosts to the point where they think they might lose control of certain aspects of themselves to come and join us. And Cave Explorer April Online has gone ahead and has gained some new skills. I'm really happy for you, Cave Explorer April. I think you might actually become... Do you want to become... I feel like Cave Explorer April, you might be one to learn Pilot Wings. And actually, Minecrafter Bad Wolf, you might become the second of our workshop crew. So let's get you on workshop. There we go. And then we'll have 2 workshop professionals that we'll go ahead and focus on. Oh, look at this. It's utter chaos. And we have somebody currently out searching for, oh, and now we have our air conditioner too. Oh my gosh. And now we have the ability to have the memory bank too. All right, things are definitely escalating. We definitely want to work on those. Do I have enough ability from, we need more metal. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and have our janitors start hauling out more metals from deep inside the caves. It's almost like we actually... It's almost like we actually do want to go ahead and run a mine. It's a little surreal, I'm not gonna lie. And then we're going to continue our expedition into the cryogenics lab and maybe not hire a family unfriendly supernatural expert, but we'll have to see who applies to take care of our quote-unquote hologram of a scientific ghost next time. So I'll see you guys then. Stay curious, everyone. Bye-bye. I mean, really curious, because this is chaos.